So let's review buzzing, and then we'll review our note C, and then we'll add a couple of new notes to it. So remember, with buzzing, it's really important that we have good teeth alignment from top to bottom, with our teeth not touching, because we want to have good space for airflow in between. We don't want to play with a big overbite or underbite, because that would cause us to not have a good flat surface to play on. Remember not to push the lips out, because that means you would have to use more pressure with the mouthpiece to push them back in. So we want that good teeth alignment, and then roll the lips over those teeth just a little bit so that we have a good flat surface to play on. Remember that when we buzz on the mouthpiece, we hold out on the end of the shank with the thumb and first finger, and we're going to use our syllable. Remember, when we put the mouthpiece into the trumpet, we give it a little push and a twist, just a little bit, so that it won't dump out and so that it won't shake around while we're trying to play. Let's review C. Good posture, good breathing from the bottom up, good embouchure, good flat surface. Now, once we can get the note C out, we're ready to play D. Now, D is the next note up in the alphabet, and it also sounds a little bit higher than the C. One thing about the D, the fingering is 1 and 3 on the trumpet. 1, again, is the closest to your mouthpiece. 3 is the closest to the bell. We're not going to touch the middle one, except to just rest our finger on it while we play 1 and 3. This will give us the sound of the D, but there's one other thing that's special about D. If your trumpet has a third valve slide with the ring, where that will slide back and forth, then you do want to push that slide out a little bit when you play D. You don't need to do it when you play C, but the D requires that a little bit, because the pitch is a little too high and we need to bring it back down, and anything that's longer sounds lower. And so because the D sounds a little bit high on most trumpets, we need to bring it down just a little bit. We fine-tune that with that third valve slide, okay? So you'll notice when I go from C to D, I push that third valve slide out a little bit. Okay? The next note we're going to try is E. So E is even a little bit further up the alphabet, and you'll notice that it's going to sound a little bit higher than the D. And E is 1 and 2. It's the first two vowels, the one closest to your mouthpiece and the middle one. Okay, so now I'm going to put the metronome back on. We'll hold the C for 4 counts, then we'll take a break for 4 counts. During that break, it will give us a chance to think about the D being 1 and 3 plus the valve slide. Then we'll hold that D for 4 counts. We'll take 4 counts off after that. That'll give us a chance to think about bringing the slide back in and changing fingers to E, which we will then hold for 4 counts. 4 counts on C, 4 counts off. 4 counts on D, 4 counts off. 4 counts on E, and then we break. One, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. And that's the exercise. I would do that a lot of times, and repetition is very, very helpful when we're first learning these notes. I would do it multiple times so that you get your best sound going on each of those notes, and so that you don't forget getting that third valve slide out for the D and getting it back in for the E.